Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I have for you a post-narrated game down in the NU tier, a tier I haven't played in for a very long time, and I should say this will in fact be the last video I upload of the year. The next video after this one will be uploaded in officially 2015, so that's very exciting. Here, as I say, is the last one. With a team that I will be using in the future. I was testing out a Themed Thursdays team, so, you know, heads up, this will be there very shortly. Trying out a rain team, as I say, down in NU, and came across this lovely gentleman by the name of Piece of Sheet. And it was actually a really good battle. He was pretty much a bit of a dick at the end, but we'll see what happened when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, as I say, I've got this rain team with defensive Politoed, especially defensive Dewgong. I'm really wanting to make Dewgong work. I wanted to do something. I'm really looking for it to show its worth for once in its life. Life Orb, especially offensive Ludicolo, also with the Rain Dance. Physical Swift Swim on Maldo, Scarfed Electivire, and mixed defensive screen setting Uxie. Now, my opponent has just threats all over the place: Archeops and Feraligatr, and of course Granbull, premier physical threats, as is Girder, but can also set up those bulk ups and be bulky with the Eviolites. Executor can do huge damage depending on the set, and Uxie, as we know, is just very bulky. Now, I predicted him to lead off with the Executor, predicting my lead of Politoed, so I went with Uxie. Let's see what happens. So say I lead with Uxie here, he goes with the Executor. I'm able to get the U-turn, get a big amount of damage on Executor, go into my Ludicolo for the early setup. Leech Seed, of course, not going to affect me. Going to go for Rain Dance as he goes for Giga Drain, doing about a third of my health, but I'm able to take him out really early game with the Ice Beam. Really useful to get Executor out of the way, who's a threat to a lot of my team. In comes his Uxie. I don't want to be taking a U-turn, going to go into minor threat the Armaldo, as he does indeed U-turn into the Feraligatr. Now, here he outspeeds, proving that he is Scarfed. That is Scarf Gator to outspeed a Swift Swim Armaldo. But I have Scarfed Electivire, he goes into Uxie, not wanting to take a stab hit. I go for Volt Switch, get initiative into my Dewgong. Now, Dewgong here can eat up this Shadow Ball. It is specially defensive. I'm able to drop a Toxic on the Uxie, and it will pressure him to heal well if he has it. But it seems that he doesn't. I'm going to switch out into Politoed as he just goes straight for U-turn, going into his Girder. I go straight for Perisong. I don't want bulk up shenanigans going on. He's going to knock off my Damp Rock, which isn't too much of a problem. You know, it doesn't inhibit me in any particular way. I'm going to Seismic Toss just to get damage as he goes for Drain Punch. Now I see I can take at least one more of them. So at this point I am just going to go for the Rain Dance and bring in a Sweeper because I'm going to perish the next turn. That Sweeper is of course Ludicolo, as he goes into the Granbull. Now these things can be bulky, but Ludicolo is about to wreck its face with that massive Hydro Pump. It just lives and is able to get off a T-Wave. Now, at this point he's going to go for the Heal Bulb, revealing that Granbull had it all along. I can take him out with a Giga Drain. This is all very well. Down goes Granbull, another threat out of the way. In comes Uxie. I'm sacking this to the U-turn, but I do live it. He brings in the Gator. I do get paralysed, not much of a thing because I was just going for Hydro Pump. And a Waterfall can take me out from there. But of course I do have Electivire. He's threatened out. He goes into the Uxie. Once again, I'm just going to go straight for the safe Volt Switch. He has no resistances, or sort of immunities. Go to my own Uxie. He's going to have an Uxie off here as he goes for the Shadow Ball. I'm going to get up my Rocks, nice and mid-game Rocks. He goes for the U-turn, and I'm just going to set up my Reflect because he's got mainly physical attackers left. I'm going to go for the U-turn of my own and sort of sack off my Dewgong, thinking that this would do a lot more. But no, he goes for the knockoff, doesn't do a lot, and then he switches into the Uxie as I just go straight for the Waterfall. Now, at this point, Uxie at 50%, he does go for the Protect, but I start to set up Stockpile. Not that I predicted that Protect, but you know, nice when things work out, isn't it? So I'm setting a bit better defences. He's going to U-turn and go straight back into his Girder as I go for the Toxic. Now, this thing might have guts, but sometimes Toxic is just the best way of taking these bulky threats down. So he's going to go for the Drain Punch. I can still take one. Dewgong's fairly bulky. But as I say, that Toxic is going to rack up, and if he doesn't have Rest, which is looking like he doesn't, then that Toxic is going to spell the end of Girder. Down goes Dewgong, but it's done its job. I can go into Politoed, try and get some chip damage, forgetting completely about Mach Punch. So, right now, I'm going to go into Uxie, who can't do anything to Gerda in and of itself, but I set up the Reflect knowing that I can have my Light Clay before he can knock it off, and all the rest of his attackers are pretty much physical other than Uxie. I can get up my Light Screen anyway, and Toxic will take down the Gerda. So, in comes Uxie, and can take me out with a Shadow Ball, but now I have Scarfed Electivire full health behind screens. I can't take out the Uxie with one Wild Charge, which is what I locked myself into, but neither can he take me out with any individual move. Goes to Shadow Ball, get the Spadef drop, not a problem, because of course Archeops and Feraligatr are both physical. Down goes the Uxie to that Wild Charge, and he knows he brings in the Archeops, which is a good play, because if either of these two could take a hit, it will be the Feraligatr, so he can get recall damage, try and take a hit and take me out. But here we go, comes down to the clutch. Can Evire do it? Yes, he can. Feraligatr's taken out straight up with the Wild Charge. Scarf Electivire winning the day. So, that is going to be the game. Hopefully, what you're going to be seeing on your screen now is just the chat at the end, piece of sheet saying, wow, you deserve to lose too, what a joke. So, here's a question for you guys. Can anyone see the point in that game where I deserved to lose? Because I think that it was just a really good game. There was no hacks apart from one, and that was a power hacks on me, which didn't matter. So, I don't really know how either of us deserved to lose. I thought it was just a great game. But, you know, each to their own. So, that, as I say, is going to be it from this video, and indeed this year in Shroomraver videos. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and sticking with me for the year. It's been a great one, and hopefully next year will be even better. So, what is planned for next year, you may ask? Well, glad you asked, not that you did, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Theme Thursdays, of course, will be continuing. I want to make that run for as long as possible. Lots of good ideas coming from various other viewers as well. Going to try and get as many of them done as possible. That's going to keep going every Thursday on the channel at about 6 o'clock GMT. Other than that, one of my main priorities right now, get that Dewgong going with PC Reviver. Entirely my fault that hasn't happened. As I say, I'm terrible at going on Skype, and I should have sorted that out before now. PC, I'm very sorry. We will get on that, I promise you. I'm really up for it. I just keep not going on Skype, which is a problem, but we're going to try and fix it. Other dual comms look to be happening. Eyes on the skies, guys. We'll get to there when we get to there, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I think it's going to be just business as usual. Going to be getting back into the sessions next year with a vengeance. There'll be some of these individual post-comms with interesting teams. As I say, Theme Thursdays will continue. And, you know, maybe when I get a new computer, we might expand our horizons. Who can say? Maybe one day I'll have a capture card, maybe one day I'll do some more LPs. But these are questions for the future, and now, at the present, I'm going to get out of here. Once again, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you have a great new year, because, you know, that's going to happen soon. But with that, I guess I will just see you all next time. Laters!